Are you thinking of moving to Spain and you need some inside information? Well, stick around. I've gathered the top 10 best tips, and there's something extra special at the end, just for you. Welcome to YouTooSpain. Let's do the top tips dance. Hello you, thanks for joining the family here at YouTooSpain. I help you discover how to move to Spain and live in Spain with the help of up-to-date information and links to all of the official organisations and documents, and with the help of specialists on the front line of immigration, bring you what you need to make your Spanish dreams come true. Right, let's get straight into it. I moved to Spain in 2021, and if I can do it, you can too. Here are my top 10 tips that I've learned from my new friends and experts who've lived here for years, and a little bit from my own experience. Number 1, learn Spanish in advance and keep on learning when you get here. This is definitely the number 1 top tip, and there are plenty of reasons to get yourself ready to communicate. It will earn you respect from Spanish people. It will allow you access to everything that Spanish life has to offer, and it will get you out of trouble in difficult situations when even the best translation app will see you struggle. There are lots of ways to learn, including those apps, but check that you're learning Spain Spanish, otherwise known as Castellano, and not Latin American Spanish. You'll still be understood with Latin American, but some of the words are different, and it's better for your understanding to hear the Spanish accent. And like I said, keep on learning after you arrive. Get lessons, watch some Spanish TV, and find activities and clubs with Spanish members so you share interests. Just going to bars won't necessarily get you talking to the locals for very long. You need to have something to talk about that makes a connection. Number 2, you're not on holiday anymore. Whatever your idea of Spain is, it's not going to be the same as you imagine when you start living here. It won't be the dream, that's for certain. It might be partly the dream, and it might be even greater than the dream, but it won't be your original dream. So just don't have fixed ideas, otherwise you might be disappointed. Open yourself up to whatever happens and go with the flow. Are you enjoying the advice so far? Click on the like button and leave us a comment below. Number 3, rent before you buy. Let me give you an example. Years ago, when we moved to Ireland, we thought we'd found the perfect place to live and work. It took us 3 years to realise that we weren't in quite the right place. We had to move just 10 minutes away from that house to find the perfect location and house. You don't have a crystal ball, and you need to learn from the experience of living somewhere to really know what you actually need. Fortunately, we were renting, so it wasn't half as much hassle to sell a house, do the removals thing, and buy a new house. We just had the removals. Extra tip! While we're on about where to live, here's a bit more detail. Don't choose somewhere too remote, or you might find it difficult to get to places with amenities. Yes, it's quiet and peaceful and beautiful, and you've got no noisy neighbours. But your nearest local shop might be a half an hour round trip in the car, and the supermarket is more like an hour and a half on those potholed roads. You have to drive to the bars and restaurants, so one of you can't really drink. And if you need urgent medical attention, you might have to wait a lot longer for an ambulance. And what happens if your car breaks down and it's going to take 3 days to mend? No shopping, no going out, no nothing. You could end up turning into reclusive drunks with a beautiful view, a very bad liver, and a weak internet connection. So, list your priorities and make sure you think practically as well as emotionally. For example, visit the property at different times of day, check out your neighbours, visit the areas you like at different times of year as well. Some tourist areas just go to sleep in the winter and everything closes down. Oh yes, and ask yourself, do you really want light and airy like everyone says on the TV programmes? Trust me, in the middle of the hot summers, the last thing you want is all big windows facing south. You need at least a part of the house to be dark and cool, otherwise you will spend a fortune on cooling the place down, especially with energy prices going through the roof. Accept the pace of life and business and the way the Spanish people work. You will have heard, I'm sure, about Spanish bureaucracy. There's no doubt there's a lot of it about, and it can grind to a halt, especially in August when business people here take their holiday and head north, somewhere like this, for the cooler weather. Don't expect anything to happen fast at any time of year. It's not that Spanish people don't work hard. They do. They work really hard. But the pace of life is slower, especially outside of the cities. And the cafe culture means everything stops at 2 p.m. and virtually everyone takes a long lunch until about 5 p.m. and then they work late. And if you're expecting to share a meal with them, either at your home or in a restaurant, don't plan on getting there earlier than 10 o'clock at night. They'll think you're mad. The solution is easy. Fit in with the Spanish way. You'll sleep less at night, you'll wake up earlier, you'll eat better, and you'll sleep again during the day before you gradually emerge as the day cools into night time. And relax. Number 5, the temperature. It can get surprisingly cold in the winter as well as hot in the summer. Sometimes it can be both hot and cold on the same day. Where I live in the south, you can reach the Sierra Nevada in 90 minutes for skiing in the morning during the winter, then be on the beach sunbathing on the same afternoon. But remember, some Spanish property doesn't seem to have been built for the winter. You will need some kind of heating and appropriate clothing, whichever part of Spain you're in. Air conditioning actually does the trick in both seasons, but it can be expensive. So if that's what's in your property, think seriously about getting solar power fitted, or even better, a heat exchange system. Watch my Monday live show, which has some excellent energy saving advice from the experts. All of the videos of the shows are on a playlist on this, the YouTooSpain channel. We're halfway there now. If you appreciate the advice I'm giving you, why not buymeacoffee.com or support this channel regularly through patreon.com. The links are in the video description below. Subscribe and click on the bell just here so you can keep in touch and get more helpful videos. Number 6, don't take too much stuff with you. Removals will be more expensive the more you bring with you. You might end up in a place with very little storage space, especially if you're renting a small place while you're searching for your forever home. Also, it might be difficult to park near to your house if you're in a village with narrow streets. So if it's a furnished place and you need to get rid of some of the old furniture too, it can be exhausting. Imagine carrying a heavy king-size bed and mattress 100 metres up a hill. Not good. To get round this, why not sell loads of things in advance and buy in Spain? You should find you can live more frugally here. So, release yourself from the hoarding mentality. Free yourself. It's a new life. Find out what you really need. Number 7, there will be noise. Almost everywhere in Spain you'll hear dogs and cats. Spanish people tend to keep their dogs outside, so expect to hear plenty of barking. I find the evenings are the noisiest. Maybe that's when the nocturnal wild creatures start to make themselves known, which sets the dogs off. Once one of them has started, there's just a cascade effect. It's just something you have to get used to if you want to live here. Something else to get used to and embrace is the fiesta. Ole! They are frequent and they are noisy. Spanish people are just experts at celebrating, loud and long. The parties and fairs go on well into the night, and sometimes they don't stop until the next morning. There will be frequent fireworks and lots of shouting and partying and dancing and music. The best thing to do is join in. Number 8, research and plan a lot. There is a lot to learn, and you'll find that everyone has a different answer to any questions you have, because everything depends on individual situations. I even made a video called It Depends to help you understand why this is. Here's a little example. How much does it cost to bring your right-hand drive car with you? Well, it depends on the model of car and whether it's had modifications. There's quite a large difference in price between cars, so it pays to get a quote in advance from a specialist, so you can decide whether or not it's just cheaper to sell what you have and buy in Spain. even though cars are more expensive here than in the UK, for example. And if you have a camper van, forget it. To get loads of good advice, watch our videos and read the blogs on our website and ask on our Facebook group. Number 9, don't stick to the expat places and businesses. Spain has so much to offer, it seems rude to avoid it and huddle together in walled-off communities full of expats. Also, there are, unfortunately, plenty of people ready to take advantage of new arrivals and charge them a fortune for something that can be done much cheaper and better. My advice, get recommendations for local Spanish businesses. You'll become part of the community that way, and you're less likely to be ripped off if you're one of them, rather than an outsider who doesn't bother to even try to speak Spanish. Number 10, something will go wrong. Perhaps even a lot of things will go wrong, so have some extra budget set aside just for that and assume that cash will definitely disappear. You will spend more than you think until you've been here a while and settled down and worked out the best ways to save money. And there's more. Number 11. Yes, here's the extra top tip at the end that I told you about, just for you. This is about Spanish banks. Lots of people ask me about which is the best bank to use, and there's no right answer to that question. No one bank is better than another. Even two customers who bank at the same branch might have a different experience of their service. The secret is not to find the best bank, but find the best bank manager and forge a friendly relationship with them. My wife and I have 3 accounts with the same bank, 1 joint personal account and 2 self-employed business accounts. Normally, the rules are you need to have about €750 a month coming into each account to be free of bank charges. But because we went in and spoke to the manager and discussed our situation, he waived that rule and said as long as we had €750 per month in total coming into the accounts, then there would be no charges on any of them, which proves that charges are sometimes at the discretion of the manager. But that might not be the same at every bank or branch, so visit some banks and have a chat before you choose the one that fits your situation, and make sure you ask them to confirm in writing about hidden fees and charges. There! Those are my top tips for moving into Spain. Coming up are 2 choices of your next video to watch, full of great information and just a little bit of fun. Thanks for watching. Peace and love. I'll see you in the next video. Let's dance!